high level, isn't I understand that all of you mostly are from a financial background. What has been your experience with AI so far? What do you see AI making a difference in terms of how you invest, work, whatever, and what are your aspirations with AI? As in, if you
Hmm.
can give me a broad contour, then I can start kind of sharing my experiences around that, and also we can start digging deeper into it.
Yes, yes, yes. So, to give you a background of our community and the group of people that we are, most of us are from finance background, right? And we have a separate community called the Investors Club where we discuss about stock markets, financial stuff, and all. And we are also very curious about AI. We are also very curious about using AI tools, to automate various stuff that we are doing, to understand the new tools, the new things, the new workflows that are coming out every week. So the AI gang is a place where we all sit together. We are all very close friends. We are people who, just want to have a good time, and it's a very fun-loving, a very casual stuff. People sitting together, and everybody shares whatever workflows or AI tools they have used. I share whatever things that I have, whatever new tools I have used throughout the week. I take suggestions from other people, what workflows they want to do in their life. So we try to solve their problems for them, and everybody is welcome to give their suggestions, suggest some better ways to, or some other AI tools that all may not know. So it's kind of a win-win group where everyone is uh, passionate and curious about AI, and everyone is helping each other, right, to explore about the world of AI, which is very fast moving, new and new features, and there are a lot of stuff you can do. So when last week Ankur attended our session, and we were talking about Menace AI, we were talking about Gemini 2.0. So he suggested that we can have Siddharth, who has worked very extensively on building AI agents, because and he will be very, he will be able to help you a lot on how to use AI agents, how to work with AI agents, how can and you can ask, or you can have a very two-way conversation as well. And this is what the vibe of the club is. It's very fun, it's very casual. It's like having friends who are just talking with each other, and having someone who can help us learn also, and at the same time, have a good time. So that's what this community is all about. Everyone here has some experience with AI. Everyone has used chat gpt, perplexity, and because we do showcase what you can do with these AI tools. So the basic knowledge about using chat tools, but not developer tools. I don't know anyone. I don't think anyone knows how to use API calls, or how to build models, MCP servers. So not there, but consumer tools, everyone is very well aware of here.
Got it, Sankal. Thank you for the kind of the introduction. It helps me stress my
Yes.
thoughts and the questions. Um, so, uh, how many of us have actually used AI tools for finance? That would be my next question. And what kind of tools are we using? And it's an open question for anybody who wants to, come in. Has anybody used any AI tools for finance, or kind of trying to look at how AI can help?
Yes. Mostly chat GPT.
Okay. So let me first kind of give a brief introduction in terms of very high level in terms of what AI agents can and cannot do in the world of finance and what they're doing right now. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Let me share my screen and please let me know if you can see my screen. Can you?
Yes, yes, yes. It's visible.
Also, so AI is typically broken down into two parts. One is personas, and which are typically driven by LLMs. And the second is agents, which are action driven, you can call them microservices. And I will get into the details of this, but I will take like 10 minutes to explain what each one of these are and how they work in the context of AI. Now, when we talk about personas which are driven by LLMs, then we are essentially saying that given a certain definition of what a person is, an LLM can use its intelligence to be able to mimic and answer questions based on that. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, this typically is based on the intelligence of the LLM itself and not necessarily any custom information that you might have or private data that you might have. That is not something that typically an LLM uses. An LLM uses, for example, ChatGPT would use all the data that it has that has been given to it during its training time, which is essentially all the data that is there in the open internet, but not necessarily the data that you have as an individual, your experience, let's say, with stock markets, your experience with trading, all of that is your private information. Now, that does not exist with the LLMs. If you wanted to use that, then there is a construct called as RAG, and that stands for Retrieval Augmentation Based Generation. Okay. And what you do in a RAG system is that with the LLM's normal information, you can pass in your private data. And then the LLM uses your private data to be able to answer questions based on it. Now, this is a lot more powerful. For example, you could create a persona based on all your financial trading experience that you have done, how you take decisions about a certain trade, how you decide whether to buy or sell or hold. And all of that, that logic, that experience, the process is something that you can put in a document or an Excel sheet or whatever is the format that you use, document all of that and upload it to a persona. The persona will now start using all of that information to do subsequent decisions. So now, if you ask that persona whether I should buy this particular stock or not, what it will do is it will use that information that you have provided, the personal information that you have provided, the logic, the intelligence that you have provided to take the next decision. Does that make sense?
Yep, yep.
Awesome. So this is something that you can do on a platform without writing a zero code, and that is data 3.network. And what you can do is you can go in there right now, create your account, go and create your persona. And in the persona, after you've created the persona, what it will ask you is to upload documents. And there you can upload whatever information, whatever documents that you want, and create your persona based on that. And then there is a chat interface. You can go in and start chatting with it. And it will give you answers based on the information that you've uploaded. So you can try this right now. Um, and it's live. And right now it's free as well, so you can try it without having to spend anything, and yet get all the benefits of AI and RAGs. So you can do data3.network and try it out right now. Any questions so far? Let's
Yes.
open this up
So
for yeah.
yes, so this ability of giving, the LLM your private data or your own data to work on, even ChatGPT has that. You can create custom GPTs that are based upon some your custom instructions, how you want the AI to perform. Also, the ability to choose model for certain type of work. That's also something that you can do in ChatGPT, right? So how is it
Uh,
different from that?
yeah, a significant difference first comes in the data privacy. So when you're getting into ChatGPT, you are giving away all your trade secrets, right? And especially in the finance world, what and how you make your decisions or how you've gathered expertise over a period of time is your trade secret. Why would you want to give it out in the open world? So the way that data tree network is created is that we create private data sources for you and nobody else has access to it other than you. So that's one fundamental difference. The second fundamental difference is, excuse me, fine tuning an LLM is a little different from RAGs. Fine tuning LLM is added contextual information from what primarily the LLM has. RAG systems, the one that I described here, primarily uses the private data as the source of reference. So it will go here first and then go to the LLM for any information that it does not find here. But fine tuning will work here first and then go here to just do some additions to it. So the quality of answers are going to be very different when you do the ChatGPT version of trying to create a custom GPT versus using something called as RAGs. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, it does answer because you get more personalized responses, better responses based upon your data. Uh, so that's basically the advantage of having personal AI
Right,
agents.
right.
How about search capabilities? Can you the online search capabilities? Does that having that enhances the experiences of having RAG based AI models?
It does. So you could say that these are my active links and keep looking at these active links and accruing data as and how the data gets updated there. And it is something, it can be an active system and you can create updating that system as well. So an example of that could be, let's say that there is a news site which has stock market news, and there is a ticker site which gives you all the information about stocks, right? Now, you could say that constantly for your RAG system, you could say that constantly engage with both of these sites and keep getting information from this and keep creating your database. So when you're asking a question to this persona, then what you get as a result is the latest information that is available here and here. So it definitely helps, but it depends
Yes,
upon how can you keep updating your RAG system.
yes, because that's a good use case. We personally find okay, getting some reports out of some website, sometimes some information out of there that can help some periodical information that you may need. For example, the top five stocks of today, you want that maybe at the end of the day, every day, right? So if you can build an automation of that using AI, so that will be a very good reporting tool.
Oh, okay, yeah. So now let's get into the other aspects, which is the agents, right? So I completely agree with what you said. What can AI do to give you that information, right? But let's look at now what are agents. So agents are microservices or any actions that you want to perform based on AI. Okay. So what are examples of this? So an example of this could be, as you rightly said, give me top five stocks, or let's say, give me a market sentiment on a certain stock. And what it can do is provided a set of sources where it can go and get the data from. It can do a sentiment analysis on all news articles that are relevant in, let's say, the last 24 hours, and can give you an overall sentiment analysis on a scale of 1 to 100 and positive, negative, or neutral on what the all of these combined information says. So this is what is called as a sentiment agent.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
would that be helpful?
Yes, of course. It would be very helpful if we could see, get a demo of the thing, okay, how it exactly works.
Uh, well, a sentiment analysis, I can show you something. Let's see. So we are working on core finance agents right now, and we'll be integrating them on the platform pretty soon. So let me see what I can show you here. It is going to be a bit of a code, but it should be fine. Let's see. So give me a few minutes while I uh, get the demo kind of going. Any questions till now on
Sure,
this
sure,
matter?
sure, sure. So basically about agents, uh, you want to do us one specific task and you want to do it in that way on for multiple iterations of that. So what happens is that I have tried using ChatGPT for I have certain projects, right? And that projects have a certain chart. And for example, suppose you have certain number of tasks, right? And you give it to ChatGPT. Okay, you remember these tasks. I can add or delete these tasks. If I have done some task, I will delete it. So what happens is that over a course of time, it deviates from the instructions. Okay, or the instructions may be different and the executions becomes a little bit different. The categories, it forgets the categories, or maybe. So what happens, the problem basically is the agents are not able to follow the instructions on a very long run basis. Why? Because maybe contextual information, maybe they are deciding, or maybe forgetting the instructions in some way. So what's problem is that next time you have to prompt it again. Suppose I am try to, because of course there is no memory in chat gpt, so it doesn't remember the previous thing. Even if you use in the same chart, there also if you are doing it after 3 4 days, it has no contextual memory. So building an agent which exactly knows, okay, this is the procedure, okay, I need to go to this site, then I need to go to exact this information and present in exact this manner or in this way. uh, th- that has been my experience with using this kind of architectures in or workflows, these AI workflows.
Yeah, so it can it can be tricky. I completely agree. It's not something which is very easy. Uh, but I tell you the common mistakes and the problems that typically have. But okay, let me kind of show you uh, a demo of this. Okay? It's a little bit of a code, but that would not make a lot of difference. So can you see my screen here?
We could see now it's gone, Siddharth.
Uh, okay, 1 second. Can you see it now?
Yeah,
All right, awesome. So essentially, this is the code version of it, and what you're seeing here is me asking a certain LLM to give me a sentiment analysis for a sentence here, which says Bitcoin is facing a 70% odds of another drop as April tariff fears shake markets, right? So if I run this program, what I expect the LLM to do, based on the agents that are working behind the scenes, is to understand what the sentiment behind the sentence is and give me a score or give me an overall representation of is it a positive or a negative sentence. Okay. So now if you see, it gives a neutral sentiment of 0.99 because it says that it is something that it can do. But you see, the negative sentiment is far more greater than the positive sentiment, right? So it says that there is a
Yes.
possibility of negative sentiment here, but it's definitely not a positive thing for Bitcoin. But now you can
Mhm.
extend this a little bit more and you can say that this is an article that I have, and rather than just taking one sentence, can you give me an entire analysis of the entire article? Okay, so let's run this
Mhm.
again. And now we are asking it to do the analysis of the entire article. And this article now is obviously a very detailed article which has a lot of descriptions about however it works, right? A lot of information about it. But we don't need to understand that. And what we are relying here on is GPT to kind of LLMs and agents to kind of give us that information. Okay. So if you see
Yes.
here, the response is a lot more detailed. But let's look at, so what it does, it figures out all the actors in that article because it's not just talking about Bitcoin, it is talking about a lot of other things as well. So for each actor in the system, it creates a score for it. But let's just look at the scores for all Bitcoin, just Bitcoin. So it says that Bitcoin is mostly neutral. Here also it says that there is some negative feeling for it, but mostly it's neutral with negative feelings for it. And that is where it ends for Bitcoin. So if you took like an overall summary of it, and this is something
Mhm.
that can be done in the UI, it will tell you that it's mostly neutral but leaning towards a negative sentiment, right? Now this can
Mhm.
be done. Now, as I said, I first showed you one sentence and I showed you a link, and now you could do this over multiple links. And then you can aggregate
Mhm.
all of this, and then you could get a definitive answer about what a sentiment of a certain stock is, or a token is, or a coin is. Does that make sense?
Pretty exciting. It looks very exciting.
Awesome. So this is something that will come out in the platform
Mhm. Mhm.
pretty quickly in the next few weeks. It will be available on the Data 3 Network platform, and you can go and you can just provide a set of links that you wanted to monitor, and you can set up an alarm, and it will kind of keep looking at it, and it will give you a notification saying that it looks like a certain stock is in problem, or it looks like a certain stock
Mhm.
is going good, and it'll be able to give you all of those notifications.
Yes, it can listen to new articles about that stock, new tweets about that stock, and
Oh,
it can also you can also use it in Discord groups or WhatsApp groups to understand what is the sentiment about towards a certain topic, right? This the
yeah, absolutely.
political parties can use this a lot.
Oh yes, there's a lot of stuff about this in terms of a certain, let's say, a certain legislation. How are different
Hmm.
segments of the population
Hmm.
reacting to it? How are they
Exactly.
putting it
Yes.
on Twitter?
You if you know you can do a lot of data analytics on top of it, based upon
Absolutely.
demographic, based upon so the and
Absolutely.
for marketing purposes, this is like a very potent tool.
Yeah.
For
And,
finance purposes, I agree, having because what I do is that I have Twitter, so I have the search terms, fixed in Twitter. Whenever any search term mentions TCS, so it pops out there. Okay, there is a tweet about TCS, and I manually keep track of those stuff, uh, either by searching in Google or by through opening up Twitter sometimes. So having AI to do that for me, and then I only need to ask AI key what are the key 10 things that happened. Just give me the negative sentiment stuff that has happened or the positive sentiment stuff that has happened. So I think this is a very good use case.
yeah, I will also show you quickly another very interesting example of how LLMs can use multiple agents to work together to create an outcome. So what I have done here is I've asked the LLMs to set the reminder for me 10 minutes from now. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
if I'm going to go here, so there are two uh, agents that are running here. One agent
Yes.
gets the current date and time, and the
Hmm.
other agent sets the alarm. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
These are two simple programs here. And when I'm asking the LLM or when I'm asking the agent to set a reminder 10 minutes from now, the first thing that it
Hmm.
has to do is to find out what is now, right?
What is now?
So,
Yes.
in the logic of how it should work, is that it should first call the get current time, which is it should first
Hmm.
call this agent, and after that, it has to call the set alarm time. Okay, so let's
Yes.
see if that works or not, and we'll be able to see that. And the reason why I'm showing this is in the context of the finance example that we were talking about. What it can do is it can use AI to get the sentiment of a certain stock, but it can also go and buy the stock for you or sell the stock
Hmm.
for you based on real-time information.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, given a certain guideline or given a certain logic that you program, it will be able to go and do that for you. And that's the power of AI agents. That's the power of helping you do your finance real time because you're not losing a moment in finance and trade. Doing everything real time is where it matters the most, especially in volatile markets, right? So if you're looking at futures options and others, anything which is a very volatile market, commodities, there I think it becomes very interesting to be able to do dynamic trades. And if you're able to do so with an AI tool that understands the sentiments real time or your logic real time and be able to execute, then that is where it becomes like really, really powerful. So if you see what it did here is it looked and it said that, okay, I understand that I have three agents that I can use. I have a get current time, I have set alarm, and I have a get sentiment. But then it figured out which one to call first, which is it got the first date and time. And
Hmm.
then it called the second one, which is here, and it set the alarm for that. And then it finally said, okay, I'm done. I don't need to call any more AI tools or agents. And then it sent a message back to me saying that I've set the reminder for you 10 minutes. So that's how AI agents can work. And this was like a very code centric view for us. But
Hmm.
I think the UI will make it a lot more simpler. And that's what the intention
Yes.
is. Hope that, hope
So
that helped.
So what zero, मतलब I use Zerodha, so almost all brokerage मतलब apps have this ability to set alerts. Okay, you can give this. Okay, it nudges you if the stock meets certain criteria, right? Okay, there are much more things you can do with AI agents. It can keep looking and tracking. just how you said, if the sentiment becomes negative, then also it can send you push notif, like it can nudge you in that, okay, something is bad is happening. And it can ask it based, you can ask for user approval for buying and selling. And you know I, for example, if you have built something that I can buy a stock just by telling the agent, okay, buy the stock. Even if that happens, that's a very good UI. That's a very good user experience to have. Okay, you don't need to open zero. Suppose I am traveling, right? And suddenly I see a stock which stop loss has hit. Okay, so I if I can just tell, okay, sell the stock, sell this much quantity, and it can have a conversation with AI, and it exactly does what I said. That's a way better user experience than it executing trades on itself. Because in mm, it sounds cool to AI generating, executing trades on itself, but most of the time it's not so simple. You need a human being to look at whether to sell or buy, and after that approval, AI can give you, okay, these conditions have met. Do you want me to buy? Do you want me to sell? And having a user experience on top of it for the AI to execute the things just how you showed right now, that will be a very, that will change how we interact with devices in itself. Okay, I do not need a laptop anymore. I can just work on from my phone. That's how.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, and I completely agree with you. There needs to be an approval system so that the AI does not do trades on your behalf. And that can be configured based on how you want to do it. But the point
Mhm.
here is that AI can, whether there is an approval
Yes.
that is required first or not,
Mhm.
is just
Mhm.
how you want to
User
design
preference.
the
Yeah,
user
it's
preference.
preference.
Right?
Hmm.
The second thing here, Sankalp, and all the listeners who are on this call, if you think a little bit more, then a lot of the people who are in trade, who are investors in the share market, do not necessarily know the best practices or the best way to invest, right? If you're investing a
Hmm.
large sum of money, I doubt very few investors know how to hedge their funds properly, right? So
Exactly.
this is a persona that you can create, and this is something that you can make a persona on the data free platform. This is something that others can refer to or use your persona and chat with you as if they were chatting with you live. And they can use your persona to get recommendations on what to buy, what to sell, how to structure their entire investment. You can charge them for each communication on the platform itself,
Hmm.
and you'll get paid real time. And that's the power of the economy. That's the power of India. You can reach out to a lot more people than what you just can within your community, right? You can have a global audience because investment, the way investment is done, how stock markets work, they are same throughout the world. As in ETFs and mutual funds could have different names, but the structures behind it are all the same. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. It sounds very exciting actually. What you said, it's like having a person that, for example, today we watch, a YouTube video, right? Someone is teaching us how to invest in mutual funds. Very simple thing. So until now, I could just watch that video and understand what he has said from those 15 minutes. But what you are saying is that if you build an AI persona of the teacher, right, I can also talk to him and ask him about issues beyond what he has taught, or my personal issues, okay, what exactly I am facing, right? And having an expert with you in the form of AI, but with the personal data that has been trained by him. For example, I can talk to, for example, a good YouTuber means, suppose Think School, or you are talking about SOIC. So we are learning, for example, Vijay Kedia, Rakesh Junjunwala, right? So if I'm listening to a lecture from them, but I can also ask them, okay, I am in this situation, how do I deal with it? So their AI persona, he cannot reply to me, but their AI persona can reply to me. I can talk to them, and they will get a
Absolutely.
royalty or commission.
Absolutely, yes. And that's how this works. but we also allow you to become the next influencer, right?
Hmm.
If you have the same math right,
Hmm.
if you have the same
Hmm.
logic right, there is nothing that
Hmm.
prevents you to become the next big financial advisor. All you
Yes,
have
yes.
to do is to prove that by your investments, let's say you've made X amount of returns. And
Hmm.
that's something which is extremely difficult to do, right?
Yes,
Warren
yes, yes,
Buffett's
yes.
investment thesis over the last 5 years has been pathetic, as in one of the
Hmm.
biggest loss-making theses in all time. So,
Hmm.
so it's a very interesting world that's opening up. And
Hmm.
what we are looking
Something
for, yeah,
something
go ahead.
as simple as a school teacher. Suppose a school teacher, right? He has 50 students to teach. If you create an AI persona of him, the student can ask doubts even at night, and about and it's trained upon the school's data or his experience. So you can ask about how what time school will open, or what did that do I need to do this subject in this way? Is the answer correct? So having these nuances in conversation that AI can't give you, but a person can. So you are kind of doing that with these AI agents.
Very interesting use case. We had not thought about that, but yes, as in, uh, what you're saying is exactly
Hmm.
right. So anything that
Hmm.
you would want structured information to give you, but it's too much of information, or you
Hmm.
have
Hmm. Hmm.
don't know that information in full.
Hmm.
That is something that you can use these personas to do, and it's extremely
Yes.
powerful. It can be, as you said,
Hmm.
like a teacher, but it can be
Anyone can.
your yeah, it can be your mental
Yes.
health assistant. It can be
Yes. And for like for 90% of communications you can do with the AI person, AI agent, and the 10% you can actually interact, because a human have limited time. But you want this solves these very problems we have in our education system, the very problems we have in companies or offices. You do not have the luxury to spend time with your seniors. For example, you do not have luxury to learn from your, to have a teacher or have a teacher with you all the time. So, or even someone like Vijay Kedia, Rakesh Junjunwala, you do not have the luxury to talk to them, but now you have.
yeah. Imagine all of Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's expertise and inside
Hmm.
secrets being available.
Hmm.
Uh, even
As
if
your
he's not involved.
you can just consult, and when if you really need, you can also meet in person. So
Exactly. Yes, that's the power of AI
that's.
personas. That's the power of AI agents in the context of finance.
Hmm.
We have 15 minutes left.
Hmm.
What I would want from the group is let's all go around the table when I would really like to hear what is that one AI agent that you would want to have to help you
Yes.
solve any problem in your life as of today. What I can guarantee is that we'll pick the top five and we will have them implemented on the platform within 2 weeks. So you will be able to use that. So your wish will come true. Your wish will be our command. So what are the
Mhm.
top? What is the one AI agent that you would want that would make a difference, simplify your life?
Yes, so I'll tell you, I have built something in ChatGPT, and it's not really efficient. But the thing is that a very simple task manager, something like you do in Notion, right? Okay, you can have various categories: urgent, priority basis, reminder, and you can add these tasks as you want, right? You can remove these tasks, you can assign these tasks to your team members. So there is a very big spreadsheet that I used to create in Notion. Okay, this is related to content creation work. This is my tax related work. This is my stock related work, and this uh, tax related work is assigned to A, B, C. This content related work is assigned to D, E, F, and this tax stock related work I have to do. There are some reminders. So there are many categories. There are many. Basically an intelligent Excel table, right? Which AI can update for you just based upon your voice command, right? And it continuously updates. It removes some rows, it adds some rows. So that's a very simple use case, but a very powerful use case that a lot of people can benefit from. It's like having a Notion on AI, completely available for you, all the features, and in very easy interaction way.
Awesome. I'm making a note of all of this.
Yes. Anyone else would like to, a very simple thing, any repetitive task that fills up your work, you would want that to get automated by AI, right? If you could do that one thing, that one work that you don't like and you want it to get automated, right? Anyone would like to speak, say something? Piyush, anything in your mind?
Yeah, give me some time. But
Uh-huh.
give me some time. Okay.
Not able to get.
I think what Piyush is saying is that he needs a bit of time to think about it.
I think it needs a bit of time. Yes, yes. Anything, and then maybe related to your office work, maybe related to your personal work. Anyone? Gauri? Gauri is actually working in Standard Chartered. She's Hi, Gauri.
Hi, Sankalp. Hi, Siddharth. Hi,
Yeah.
everyone.
So hi.
Yeah.
So she handles a lot of heavy lifting of Excel data analysis and Excel sheets and reporting stuff. So Gauri, in your workflow, what you do
Mhm.
in office, right? So there is one automated or repetitive task, yeah, right?
Mhm.
That you could automate.
So, Sankalp, for my related to my office, we do have our internal SC GPT, which we are exploring and trying to automate most of our works. But I would like to say, like, one thing that um, in my mind came up when Siddharth asked these questions. See, nowadays, all the financials, for we don't, first thing, India is not that much grown up. Everyone is going for a financial planning. Okay, this market is just evolving. So, if there would be an applications or AI based on my requirements, because if I go to a financial planner, him and I'm living in a village, he might not be able to understand my circumstances, and he will give me a plan which might not be feasible for me, or maybe he's giving me a very good plan, but I'm not in a position to go to a financial planner who may be in a living in a town or very big cities. So if there will be any app or AI which can like help me to do my financial planning based on my requirements, so that would be really very helpful, and I think that will be very helpful for large audience.
Yes. So basically, a financial planning agent.
Yes. And in one more thing, I observed that, like, okay, see, like we clear CA and came up, but I can see a lot of my friends, they are still struggling for clearing CA, and they don't know the right time to quit CA. So this hurts me a lot. So I feel like there should be an career counseling agent. So we can see anyway how AI works. We have to give whatever data we have to the AI, then it can process. So I think these two things came up in my mind.
Very, very, very insightful. Uh,
Very,
Career
very
counseling agent.
insightful. Yeah, very, very insightful, Gauri. Thank you. Thank you for the inputs. As a matter of fact, I think we do have a career counseling persona that somebody created on the platform. But if not, then I think that you understand this problem very, very closely, right? When and as you said, it hurts you because there are some people who are stuck in this circle of hope and despair, and they are not able to get out of it, and it's causing them a lot of trauma.
Correct, correct.
Um,
Because see, there might be lot more options and which might be suitable for me. But sitting in a place, I don't know what are my options. And second thing, I mean, whatever I have seen in around myself, that most of my friends are, they are giving CA for 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, and they don't have this guts to quit and go for something else. Even they can earn more than whatever we are earning right now.
I doubt that, but
No, that's a
yes,
fact.
we'll make a lot of money.
No, no, it's not like that. There are
But we
certain
are very
associates.
humble.
Yeah.
But we are very humble. We never say that.
Absolutely, no doubts about that. Uh, where I was getting at, Gauri, is that I would love for you to create a CA a CA career counseling persona yourself, and see if that helps people. And we can give you all the help that is required because you understand the problem very well. And who
Yes.
better else than you doing it yourself? Uh, we can help you with all the handholding that you need to create it. It's actually very simple. You just have to put
Mm.
your thoughts into it and just write a document on where you think somebody should quit, what are the options that they have, how they should help themselves if they ever need to take a decision. Just write it down on a piece of document. And what we can do is we can help you create that persona for you and share it with the world. And that will be something that can help, even if it helps like 10 people.
Yes.
Then I think it's
Yes.
something that is mission accomplished.
Yes,
It
yes.
makes a difference. But also you can iterate upon that persona, make it better going forward.
Correct, correct. Thank you
Yes,
so much
yes,
that for considering this idea.
yes, yes.
Absolutely. More than happy to
Most
do
welcome.
so. And I'll take your email and connects from Sankalp, and let's kind of get this rolling because I'm very excited about
Yes.
anything to do with mental health, anything to do with making lives easier and
Mm.
making people happy. So that's all personas and AI should
And
be about.
and also a very what you can build upon this is, for example, a psychiatrist before meeting the patient, or counselor before meeting the student, he can have a very good understanding about his mental state based upon the interaction with the AI agent. He this way he can help even more people, right? So he can get a very good report about what he feels, what are his current situations, what are his inner thoughts, and based upon that, he can also help a student way better.
Oh yes, oh yes. I wanted to share this now that you touched upon that point. I would like to share with the entire group that we are working with a very profound NGO to create a helpline for mental health, especially for people under depression. So it is something that would be the first call or line of support. If you are having dark thoughts in your head, if you know people do tend to take very drastic steps under depression, but if they wanted to reach out to somebody to just help them in that decisive moment, then we will have this available. You can just be like a chatbot and you can say, like, I'm feeling very, very down, I'm feeling very low, or, I'm contemplating to take this drastic step. That AI agent will persuade you, will
Counsel.
talk to you and counsel you to help you. And that's something that is coming out pretty soon. But yes, absolutely. As in,
And
AI agents by
yes.
law cannot be psychiatrists, but they can definitely be the first line of support.
Yes, yes. This is, I'm so happy something like this is happening, because people need something like this very, very bad.
Completely agreed. I
AI.
think
Yes.
a lot of people are in stress, especially with work and everything else. We do not just look at the exterior of a person thinking the person is working at, let's say, an MNC, and we think that life is all hunky dory, but you know, it's
Yes,
often, yeah,
everyone is facing a lot of problems. They just need someone to talk to. They just need their thoughts to be out there and someone to understand them. And there is no human touch, even though everyone is very well collected. There is no touch of a person you can literally you know connect in a way. So this community is also a way to bring people together, because we are scattered all over India. Someone is from Bangalore, someone from Hyderabad, someone in Odisha. So with us, a purpose brings us together, and this togetherness creates value in life. Right? Not the money or not the things that we buy, but the connection between people. This is what creates happiness and value in life.
oh, I cannot agree more, Sankalp. I think the one rule that I have learned through my business journey, and I think all of you can agree with it, is that connects are the only thing that you make in life. Be it business, be it personal life. It's all about connections. No
Yes,
business
yes,
works on products or services. It all works on connections.
exactly, exactly. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to share some thoughts? Something that they would like to, build an AI workflow around, or about how they felt about this session?
We just had Ashweet and hey Ashweet.
Ashit, Bhavan. Hi Ashit, how are you?
Hello, hi
So
Siddharth. How are you?
Ashit
Hi
is a
Sankar.
data analyst. Ashit is a data analyst, supply chain analyst. He's working in Bangalore. Hi Ashit.
Hello, hi Siddharth. Hi Sankar. It was a great meeting. Although I joined back in the beginning and had to drop off for some other call, and I joined back. I guess I little missed something in between,
Cool.
but never mind. I'll,
Yes,
I'll
yes, no problem. You came this on a Saturday night, as Shruti has said. It's a big sacrifice. Thank you for
It's not at all a sacrifice. It's a well invested time.
that.
So Ashweet,
Yes,
just
thank
in
you.
case you missed what we were discussing, we are asking everybody here if there is an AI agent that you would want to be created for you, what would that be? And we are taking the top five, and we already have three right now. It's an automated AI Notion, a financial planner persona, and a career counseling persona. We're taking top five, and the promise is that we'll build it out and we'll make it available for you. So go for it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. So the finance one is obviously you have already taken note of, and even I have recently met a startup company, MyFi. Hope you have already heard them. They are in the Bangalore and they have a app as well. They are having the same uh, thought process of how to make the finance more easier. What are the possible, how your profile works? Is it working good? How is your finance health? It's a MyFi. If you have not heard of it, you can check it out. It's a great, it's a very, they have a 6 month uh, paid policy of around 200. It's very cheap. And I have tried for the last 6 months and it was great app.
If
So for me, I'll not say finance anymore. Anyhow, it's already created, and anyhow, you have already mentioned. Hmm, motion, motion as in you like how we are traveling, how
Notion
is
Notion. It's so it was Sankalp's idea, which is like managing Excel
task
sheets,
plan.
but through AI. I should be able to create an Excel sheet of tasks, things to do, whom to allocate, and I should be able to do that by just voice commands and all of that. And should be able to do all the work behind the scenes. So apologies if I pronounced it wrong. Notion AI. So that's what Sankalp's idea is.
okay,
Go ahead.
okay.
And
No,
anything
I
else? Do
he
you have any
misheard.
idea?
Hmm.
Anything, any personal thing you have that you want him to, matlab, any AI stuff that he can build for you? I can suggest because I know him. So what he works upon is that he works upon lot of supply chain companies, right? And he works upon lot of chemical compounds, right? So what can help him is that a AI agent that can understand a chemical or a product and break down its chemical counterparts. Okay, what are the raw materials for this product? And right, Ashit, can you help him? Okay, he could understand that what exact chemicals he needs and how can he source them. Ashit, in that line.
Yes, yes. As indeed Sankalp mentioned, I'm a sourcing consultant. I'm working as a assistant manager in the current static one startup, where we are already in the organization. We are already trying to find some AI bots where it can help us in finding the correct alternative products. And as we are also into import and exports, we are trying to understand the different kind of HS codes, like um, harmonized synchronized codes for globally we are accepting. And there is in the terms of chemicals, we also accept cash number, CAS, cash. It's a chemical accepted serial number, something like that. So every individual chemical we are manufacturing or discovering, we have to register under a board. That board will give us a cash number, and with that cash number we can search for different alternatives, as in like you may have like every company has their own product name, right? Example, we can have Chavanprash, but Dabur makes Chavanprash. Even some other products like Johnson is making Chavanprash, but those are different companies, but making the same thing, correct? But here in the chemical industry, we gave them a chemical cash number, so that we can find out with the cash number that this chemical we are searching for, this company is manufacturing the same, and this company is manufacturing the same. So this is the process where we can understand one product which is very unique with by the single number. It's sometimes it's 5 digits, sometimes it's 6 digits, sometimes it's 7 digits. That's it. So it's like 5 to 7 digit cash numbers in the world. Where we come into the picture, we get the inquiries of this is the product we are searching for. We understand what is the chemical, what is the compound it's made of, what are the raw materials, what are the mixture proportion ratios, and we try to reach out to not just like we can't reach out to directly the customer supplier, because we don't know who are the players, but we are trying to understand who is the manufacturer who is manufacturing the same family of that product. If example, there is a product propylene glycol, you might have heard of this product, or
No,
glycerin.
no,
Glycerin you
no.
must have heard, glycerin.
Glycerin.
Yes.
वो क्या बोलते हैं, लिप
Vaseline,
बाम.
used in Vaseline, correct? So
In speech
glycerin
and marketing, it's used in it's used in soap. It's used in a lot of other
Yes,
places. Yes.
yes. So glycerin is a chemical, correct? So glycerin has his own chemical cash number. So when we need to understand, there is a different grades in glycerin, right? Maybe 10 to 15 glycerins are there, and I got a type of glycerin. I want to purchase a type of glycerin from some other supplier. So how will I go? So I'll see this A product is belong to glycerin family, and I'll search in there is a different import export websites where I can see which reason are exporting or importing this glycerin family products into there. So if I understand that South Korea is one who is exporting the most of the glycerin, and they have the 80% of the market. So I'll get to know that South Korea having the market industry, and they will give me a cheaper rate prices. Also, this is the first criteria. The second criteria I will see upon the HS code, every country has their own custom duties, correct? So every custom duties these days China, every product we are taking care from China to US, and in US after the Trump playing in
Hmm.
the game, he is imposing much bigger custom duties. Sometimes some products are more than even 500% duties plus the product cost. So it's not
Hmm.
at all competitive for us to take products from China and sell it in the US market with a 600 time 6x price. So we are searching for this more competitive price where, as I mentioned, South Korea is a player where
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
they have very
So
less
So
duties.
basically, searching for suppliers is a completely different ball game. But at least figuring out the product and finding its chemical counterparts, finding the correct cache number, right? And
Yes,
figuring out that is something you can automate through AI agents. If you
yes.
provide if you help them with the training data, okay, this is the data. This is from where you have to look at the chemicals or understand this product has this chemical has this cache number. if you help them with the training data, they can help you create the AI agent, and for you figuring out the chemicals will be a very easy task. You may not need to spend a lot of time in figuring out that. You can just focus on finding suppliers. Am I right, Siddharth? Anyway, we can help them.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm thinking about a sourcing persona in which, and let me put it in my
So
notes here as well. Yes, go ahead. Ashwin.
From my point of view, searching or understanding of chemical is in the beginning it was hard for me because I am also coming from a commerce and a finance background. It was a hard part for me in the beginning, but in the due time, I understand the chemicals, I understand the making of those. So understanding the chemical and understanding the family of the grade is not a big challenge for us. Like not for me, not for the other team members, colleagues, or some who all are playing in the same industry, in the sourcing and procurement in the chemical industry. The harder part is to understand which chemical is more cheaper, from which reason, who are the suppliers, who are the manufacturers, who are the traders. Understanding that is more important part rather than what the chemicals. So if we want to help to the society, to the community of chemical sourcing people, we can come up with that where we can grab all the informations of suppliers, manufacturers, just not only the final product. We can go the back chain, that who are the what are the raw materials, what are the price, what are the manufacturers. So there we can search more deep into that. Hope
Yes,
I'm
and
clear.
also
No,
yes,
absolutely.
and
Ashwin, Sankar, sorry, quickly, I'll take like 2 minutes. So, Ashwin, I relate to your problem because my previous startup was a lot to do with sourcing of electronic components from China. And what we used to do was do extensive research on SSN codes on import-export data, and then
Yes,
figure out which would be the likely uh, best importer for a certain subcomponent. And not only that, what would be the best shipping routes, what would be the best HSN codes, assembly or
yes,
otherwise,
this works
to
for
get
all the
that
industries. Yes,
all the businesses, right? So
yes,
if
yes,
we had a sourcing persona in general, in which
yes,
you could put in either a CAS number or an SSN code, and it would tell you which would be the best place to source it to your origin country from throughout
yes,
the world. Would that be a great AI agent?
yes, indeed.
And it would tell you also what would be the costs, shipping routes, how you can delivery times, contact number of manufacturer, everything.
That would be great because allow me to take more time if possible. There is a time. Uh, there
That
are
is up to
lot many
Sankar.
other. Yes. So there are lot of different platforms. When I am doing the whole process, I have to check for understanding the HS code. There is a different platform. Understanding this different supplies, there is a different platform. To get the cash numbers, there is a different platform. To get shipping routes, like as I do imports, so I need to understand what are the shipping routes, what is the shipping charges, what is the container charges. Different packaging costs me different, so I have to go different platforms. So as we are discussing, if we can col- collide everything and make one platform where just if ignoring the chemical, every product is the same. Like in the chemical industry, we just need to add on with the cash number, rather than all the industries need HS codes. So it will be helpful for all the industries for who are in the supply chain management.
Absolutely. This has gotten me very, very excited, Ashrit. This is something that I'm taking out as something that can be a different product in itself as a persona.
Yes,
And
yes.
I would love to engage with you further. Again, Salkal, thank you for having this group because there are so many interesting ideas that are coming around here. Gauri, you have your hand raised. Sorry, Sankalp. Please go
Yeah,
ahead, Gauri.
so I have one question for Ashit. Ashit, you told your requirement. Okay, I got your requirement. You want an AI. So the things that you are doing manually is searching from you require a particular product, and that particular product you have the details, the HSN or be it whatever. You have the details. Now you are searching. You are investing a lot of your time to search which country is exporting these things and what are the my cost. Do you really want to make it public? You told that this will help the like importer chemical industry. Okay, do you really want to make it public, or you want this AI agent for your company only?
Uh, for the public, it will, in the sense of finance, there is a great opportunity to generate revenue here, because just not this one single industry, but it's a multiple industry. It's having a multiple industries.
But
Those
how
shipping
how
industry.
you will generate revenue through selling this making this AI as a paid version? Because see, in the long term, what will happen? You make an AI which will help across industries to import from the cheapest source. So now all your competitors are also importing from that source only. So over
Yes.
time, you will be having that monopoly, right? If you are building for yourself only, you are a step ahead from other companies.
So, Gauri, let me. I have a counterpoint for you. So, example, you are a owner of a Gauri Productions Limited. You have a capacity of 1,000 metric ton productions, and the market has a demand of 1 lakh metric ton productions, where
Okay.
you can't meet all the 90 other 90%, correct? So there is other 90 for to fulfill the other 90%. There is there might be a requirement of other 10 to 100 players who might be a
But
small players, who might be the bigger players. So we
see,
need to
but in the
understand.
please continue, please
Yes,
continue, sir.
we need to understand who has the power. Like, maybe I will not needed the in our conversation we say L1, the lowest one. We may not need the lowest one. We need a favorable one. Not all the lowest prices are the favorable. You have to understand that from the being a purchase a buyer's purview. So understand, in online you are getting a product at 89, okay, but the product will come to you after 2 days. But there is a product, it's the same product is available at your neighbor's shop, just extra cost of 2 rupees. And this depends on your need, right? If you need the product in just within a day, you will go and buy it today by paying more 2 rupees, because this condition is favorable to you. But if you have no urgency of that product, you can wait for 2 more days and you can pay less. So in
See,
this
see,
two conditions I'm giving, so it
my
might be a
point is,
hundred conditions. In
my
the
point
industry.
is,
Yes, yes, please.
my point is, it's not about what decision you are taking. It's the AI. We want the AI to make the data available to us. Decision is
Yes,
our part. We are taking the decisions. So my point
yes.
is, see, even you have the example that you have given. Okay, the market requirement is 1 lakh metric ton, and I have the capacity of 10,000 metric ton only. Then I will purchase from the cheapest one. I'll sell in the market only. Those who are, see, I will think only from my company's perspective, how to generate revenue for my company. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
if I would be in your place, my thought will be I will build this AI for myself only. I will not make it publicly, because whatever advantage I want to generate from this, I made this AI and I want to leverage this advantage. Okay. So I mean, I may be wrong. You might be looking in
Yes,
a
no.
bigger picture.
Yeah, so business works in such a way, Gauri. Anyone who uses your AI tool gives kind of royalty or something to you.
Yes,
So that's how it is.
it's not that you will get every information at a free of cost, but every just giving you an example, for us,
Yes,
for every
but
HS code,
yes,
if
yes,
it
Harshit.
allows, yes, for every HS code, we have hired a third party person to give out duties. Every country has the different duties, and for every origin of country, there is a different duty. So we have hired a person giving $15 for one search, correct?
Mhm.
So understand, if I'm giving one person for just not a big search for $15 US, How about we are giving one platform with just $20 to search top 10 suppliers in the market from giving the countries. So the
Okay.
purchaser will have the power on the leverage to understand the market and to purchase from
Hmm.
wherever they want.
Siddharth wants to give some inputs on this. He will be better
Yes.
able to, deal with this.
No, I think Gauri's points and Ashok's points both are valid. I think you're just talking from two sides of the same equation.
Yes.
Gauri, what you're saying is, if I have this intelligence, should I keep it to myself and monetize on it? And Ashrit's point is that I see optimizations as a consultant with the same information base, and I will be able to make more money even if I make it public. The point here is that with any uh, fair trade market, uh, the possibilities of trade are endless, and opportunities for every fair trade market. And the definition, why am I giving definitions to CAs here? All of you. So, given the fact that there is, as Ashreet said, it's just whether it is favorable or whether it is L1. And favorable is very, very varied. I need it urgently because I see a certain customer for myself that is willing to give me 100% margin right now. So I don't care. He needs an order because he has a forward order. The point here is, Gauri, in your case, as well as in Ashreet's case, both of you can make money. The decision completely is on the business that you are running individually. If you feel that this intelligence is something that you want to keep to yourself only and run it internally, you can do so absolutely that. For Ashreet, it might make sense to create a platform with this AI persona as the backend persona and let it spread to all of his customers saying that I will give you this at $20 of information per month. And that is where he can reach out as a consultant to way more people. So this
In
industry
that case,
is
I
information.
think, yeah, sorry.
So it works for both of you. I don't think you're countering each other. I think it is just two sides of the same coin. And it just depends upon how you position the product.
Yes, so very clarifying thing by Siddharth, because he has built the thing, so he knows how the economics of these agents work. Gauri, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so okay, if you are so in that case, we have to make a decision. We have to make a cost benefit analysis of both this, like whether I want to keep it myself and I want to be on a one step above. Like I want to be a supplier now. Although I am producing this one, I'm manufacturing this one, I want to be a supplier now. Or else, what I can do, I am still in the same, like what this term is called, vertical integration or what. I want to go a step ahead, like I want to be a supplier as well as a manufacturer. But whether I want to do that or I want to be a manufacturer and make this platform available to the public and charge, in that case I have to make a decision, like calculate the revenue of both the options available, and from that we have to take a decision.
Yes.
Absolutely. That is why also on our platform, Gauri, you can decide to make your persona private or public. If you think that this is a persona that only you want to use, then you can make it private and it will not be available to anybody else. Nobody else will be able to see it. So in your case, Gauri, you would make it a private person. For Ashrit, on the other hand, he would want to make it a public persona because that's his business level. So both of these exist.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
Very well put.
Yeah.
Very well put.
Yeah, nice explanation. Thanks, Siddharth. Thank you.
Yes, Siddharth. Thanks, Siddharth.
Thank you
So
for
I
that.
think only Bhavani ji is left. Hello, Bhavani, how are you? Did you enjoy the session? He's there. She's there.
Hi Sunkar, hi Siddharth, hi everybody.
Hi. So Bhavani ji is Gauri's elder sister. She is a housewife. Uh, Did you follow the session? Did you enjoy the discussions? Some discussions may be different for you. How
But
did
I,
you like it?
yeah, I like it very much.
Have she has she out
So
of
much,
everyone she is
so much things.
yes, Gauri. Yes, Gauri.
But you mentioned
Uh,
that
it's not focused to me.
Uh-huh.
sorry.
I was not able to hear.
So Pankaj, you told that she's a housewife, but nowadays she's sending me the AI. Use this one. This will be in
Yes,
your.
that's
Nowadays,
what I
like
was going to.
she's so prone to this tech things. I'm not. I'm a finance person and I don't know anything about tech. Now she's teaching me. So
Yes,
I really like appreciate her this spirit, and I really learn a lot of
yes,
things from her related to
yes.
tech.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Ki out of everyone, she uses AI the most because we are
Bhavani,
continuously in contact with each other. With each other.
Bhavani, hello, how are you doing?
She's having some background noise. So if
Yeah,
you
no worries. I would be very interested in knowing what would her AI persona be.
yes, yes, that's right.
What would be the one AI agent that would help her? And I'm sure that she'll come out with the best AI
Very
agent. So I have
yes,
four right
yes, yes.
now. I have
Uh-huh.
four right now. Let's get to the five, and I'm sure that she'll be able to give us the fifth one.
Yes, so she is very proactive, very energetic. So we constantly do AI research together. And whatever I research on, I asked her to research further. And we have a content team around in our firm. So uh, she handles her household responsibilities as well as AI research on her own. So yes, that's what I
Yeah,
was
super
trying to
mom.
say.
Bhavani, if you
Yes.
can hear us and if you can join us, it'll be great. A few moments that you can share about what is one AI agent or one AI persona that you would like to have, if you can still hear us.
Maybe maybe
Oh,
she's busy with something. Let's cool.
awesome, awesome. No,
We can connect with them.
She's there, but some connectivity issue from her side.
No problem. No problem.
okay,
We can
no
connect
worries.
with
I have
one
one
anytime.
more question, Sankalp.
Yes.
How many of us here are from Odisha?
Uh, matlab, I am from Odisha. Ashrit is from Odisha. Everyone is here from Odisha, but working in different places. They are Gauri is in Bangalore. Ashrit is in Bangalore. Uh, Banu was from Chennai, and Uma he was working from Pune. So mostly people from Odisha working everywhere else. Yes.
Okay, would it? Okay, ଘର କୋଉଠି?
ଆପଣ ଘର ଘର କାହାର କୋଉଠି ଆମର ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର ହେଲା ଗୌରୀ ଘର ବଲାଙ୍ଗୀର so
ଆଉ
people from
ଭବାନୀ, ଅଶ୍ବିନ?
ବସିତ ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର ଭବାନୀ ବଲାଙ୍ଗୀର ତମେ ହେଲେ ଓଡିଆ ଜାଣିଛ ପରା
ମୋର ଶଙ୍କର ତ ଘର ପଡିଶା ଓଡିଶା ପକେଇଲେ ଚଳିବ।
ଆମେ ତ ଘର ପଡିଶା
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ମୋର ଘର
ଆଉ
ଥିଲା
ଆଉ
ଝାରସୁଗୁଡା, ସମ୍ବଲପୁର.
ଝାରସୁଗୁଡା ଗୌରୀ के घर के पास
So I was born and brought up in Odisha.
हाँ
Spent
अरे
16 years there. So uh, beautiful, beautiful connecting with all of you.
Yes, yes. This was a very, very insightful, very, very interesting session. Got learned a lot from Siddharth about AI architectures, about and the most importantly how he was willing to help everyone. Okay, based upon everyone's expertise, how that we can build. This is something I really liked. Okay, very productive things. This session leads to great work to be done. So that was the highlight, the best thing I liked about this.
Thank you, Sankalp. Ashwin, you have your hand raised. Please go ahead.
Like I want one more minute. Like as we already discussed for my professional requirement as a supply AI for supply chain, but just one more thing. Have you ever considered AI based on the travel itineraries and something like that?
Explain a bit more. What do you have as an idea?
Sorry again.
Explain a bit more. What do you have as an idea? What do you mean by travel itinerary and how
Uh,
AI can help?
me being a traveler, me being a adventurous person, some like I am at Bangalore currently, right? And I'm not sure what our internally Bangalore is like. Maybe in the I have a bandwidth or to visit whole Karnataka, but I am not sure where to go, how to go, what will be the cost of that proper travel itinerary. So maybe a very strong itinerary which can help. Maybe this there are few more AIs like ChatGPT. It sometimes helps, but it's not more accurate. Maybe the path route AI gives is not accurate. The timings is AI is ChatGPT is not accurate. Maybe sometimes we know that some Mondays are some parks or some adventurous places are closed. But in the ChatGPT or some other platforms, they don't give us the same information that today's it's open or closed. What is the lunch break timings? You can't enjoy the rides, something like that. Hope I am clear.
Oh, absolutely. So all it needs is somebody who has been there, done that to create the person. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, do you know anybody who can do that?
Yes, there are two, three travelers I follow. They go and stay for 7 days to that proper localities to understand what is happening. Sometimes, if you are coming to Odisha, and sometimes says that what is there to in visit in Odisha? Sometimes people say Rath Yatra in Puri is one of the best festivals, but we don't know there are different localities in Odisha. Even in Puri, there are different functions, different festivals which are more spiritual or more things to see and enjoy the event, just rather than just going and roaming around and missing out the same great event.
I completely agree, Ashit. Okay, again, come back to the question.
Yes, I
Um,
have a few known people who can help us in this.
I will also dig a little deeper here, Ashit. Very few people in the world, and especially in India, know
Mhm.
that Bhubaneswar is a city of temples.
Yes, indeed.
Per square foot density of temples in the world, Bhubaneswar is the highest. And every temple is has a history. They are old. There are so many stories around each one of them that we have not done a very good job of marketing it. I would love somebody to create that and also not only create that but work. Step one would be to create that. Step two would be to engage with the government of Odisha, and I'm sure that the government of Odisha, especially with its focus on tourism, would like to propagate this.
I can
So,
totally understand.
so this is something that AI today allows us to do, and our platform will provide all the help that you need. We will help you connect with the government, but we want somebody to come and create those persons. Talk about Bhubaneswar, every city, every temple that is there. Each temple has a history. I'll tell you, as a child, when I went there, one of the temples there, uh, there is a goddess Kali, but her face is inverted. It's on the back
Yes, yes, yes.
and it is covered, and it is said that you cannot see the face of the goddess. And the reason for that is that very interesting story. Sankalp, I'll take 5 minutes to just talk about it, if
Yes,
that's okay.
yes, yes, yes. Please.
So it's about Bhubaneswar, it's about Odisha. So it's something which is very interesting as a story. So I remember me and my mother going there as me as a small child and asking the temple priest, the Purohit, about the story. And apparently, the goddess was supposed to be offered food at a certain hour every day in the afternoon. And one day, the priest did not bring the food at the right time. And Goddess Kali, being Goddess Kali, was angry because he needed food. Apparently, at the same time, the priest's son walked in, and it was a child. And the goddess ate the child. The priest came in with the food. He saw Goddess Kali eating his child, and what he did in rage, like anybody would do, was throw the food at her face. The plate that he had, he threw it at the goddess's face. And as would any reaction be, you turn your face when something is thrown at you, right? So the goddess turned her face, and till date, that is what the face is. So the face of the goddess Kali is actually turned back, and you don't see the face, and it is covered. Now, this story gets more interesting because you're supposed to not see what she was doing with her face. Probably she was eating the child, whatever. This story reached to a few German researchers who came and they went behind to see what that actual face of the goddess was. Apparently, the person who went behind to see the face died of a heart attack right there. You know how interesting these stories are? They might not be true, it not quite have any uh, you know uh, relevance with uh,
Science
worship
logic.
or
Mhm.
science or logic. But if you walk into any temple in Venetian, the age-old temples, they all have a story why they were there.
Yes, and these stories make these places meaningful or beautiful.
And the
We go there
stories
with
also
context.
keep people
Now,
fascinated.
It's so
now we want to go
fascinating.
to.
So,
Now we
so
want
this
to
is
go to
so
that temple.
yeah, exactly right. I would want to go to that temple and see what is behind it, right?
Now I want to go now.
So these are things that I think are lost. These are things that nobody talks about. These are things that should be brought up. The only way to do so is to be able to have a means to reach out to a greater audience, people who
Hmm.
can talk to, debate about it, and not only just that, it's not an Instagram post that says that this is, one temple that I just today learned about. What you have to do is to give them the entire experience about if you want to visit this entire city or the state, this is how you should plan. These are all the places that you can go. These are all the things that you can do. And that's something that an AI agent can do. That's something that an AI persona can do. So create an AI persona.
More than just a video or a post. It's a conversational thing. It's about talking to a real person. Imagine having this type of a conversation with an AI agent.
Exactly.
That's something.
Exactly. So I would want all of us to so Ashri, coming back to your point, if you can create something like this, if you know somebody who can create like this, you will get all the support from the platform. We would be super super happy to also because it's something that I am very proud to be from Odisha. Like God, I love Odisha. I love Belpar, and it's
Yes.
where I was brought up. So. Uh, Things like these,
Yes.
I think we need to do and leverage this. So if you can make it great, if you know somebody else who can do so, great. But let's get the storytelling going. Let's create this personas, and all it requires are these stories.
Yes, and this also gives me very good insight that AI is a very good tool, but it's only people who can make it give value to society. When people work with this tool, and when in communities like this, where you can get everyone work on something together, you know if someone is very passionate about travel and we help them do something, create a AI agent around travel, and we can help them with technology. So that is what will truly create a revolution of AI in India, where every citizen, every common person knows how to use AI to do good for many other people.
Exactly. we are also on the
Yes.
same lines creating
Yes.
an AI persona that can explain the constitution of India for everyone.
Yes.
We are creating an AI that can give you explanation about laws. What are your rights when a police person comes and asks you, interrogates you? What are your rights?
Mm,
What are your civil rights?
mm,
How can you work
mm,
around
mm,
and ask things? Because I don't think any of us know that to the extent of what we should know.
mm.
A simple example of that would be Motor Act vehicles prohibits anybody under an SI uh, to ask you for your driving license. So the normal cops that stop you, anybody under a role of a police inspector, which is chief of a station, they cannot ask you for a driving license. That's by law, but that does not happen, right? We get stopped by
Mm,
anybody and everybody who says, "Give me your driving license, otherwise I'll draw you a challan." That's clear
mm,
violation of it. I'm just talking about very superficial stuff. If you go to rural India, then a lot of people don't even know what their civil rights are, and
mm.
just having the ability for them to know what their civil rights are, what somebody and how somebody should work and operate in a police station. What are the things that the police is obliged to do? What is zero FIR? How does that work? All of these things should be available for everybody in India. So these are other things that we are also working on in parallel as personas that will impact society in general. And this is not
Very,
just
very.
restricted to India. This is like a global problem. So let's join this movement. The more people talk about it, the more people will be able to understand how to use AI better. And that's my only request from the group. Join our Twitter channel, join our ambassador group, push in your thoughts. We are all about helping you to become big in this space. Your thoughts, your ideas, we will support you throughout.
Yes, yes. But matlab, I am very, very, proud and impressed by the work that you are doing. And I literally want, everyone could help you. Guess, Gauri, please.
Related to the Shrit points, I have one more point. So thanks, Shrit, for bringing out this point because I can understand when we go outside and say I'm from Odisha, people know very rare people know Odisha, India, and that too only one thing that is Jagannath Puri is because it is a one of the Char Dham. Okay, so really appreciate your points. But see that what came to my mind is like okay, just telling a story people might not believe. Okay, like the motor vehicle act you said we have to give reference. Okay, this clause and this sub clause is telling this, so under this sub clause and sub clause you can do this. Okay, like we have to give reference to the respective puran or whatever granth, whatever it is, we have to give reference. Here it is written that this temple, this particular place is this is the story of this one. I mean, I know this will take a lot of efforts. We have to go to a lot of old people, listen their stories and ask references. We might not get the reference, but I think this will increase the like people can believe it more. Rather than telling
More.
a story of this particular temple, we can give references of this respective puran and wherever
Yeah,
if we get it.
articles. For
Yeah.
example, the German researchers think an article around that. Yes, so maybe.
Sankalp, if you remember, 5 years back, we visited some place. While coming back, we heard of one temple, Hasanamba temple.
Hasanamba
If you
temple.
want to
Yes.
mention that, you can have it.
Yeah, so yes, of course, I get the emotion of the thing. There are many stories which are very mythological in nature. There are some, if you can give some references to it, of course. In finance, though, you must need references in acts, laws. In travel stories as well, it will be difficult to find references, but you can give disclaimers that these are stories, uh, mythological stories and all. So.
Yeah, and I have when we are
Already,
discussing about AI, Siddharth, I have one more question. What is the risk? See, being a finance person, I always look at the risk. Then I compare the risk can benefit, and then I take the decision. So so what is the risk? So I'm not concerned about the Motor Vehicle Act or these things. These are not my personal data. But when I'm coming to a financial planning module, I am putting there my personal data. Okay, when I'm coming to a psychological things or like no, I mean the
Counseling.
psychological thing that we talked about before. So
Counseling. Yeah.
I'm sharing my personal data. Okay, what if something goes wrong, or what if the data made publicly available? So there is always a risk. So I just want to how we are handling that risk.
Very important question, Gauri. So, um, all your data that you use to train your persona, one is all private, and we do not keep any of that copy of the data. We delete it immediately and only use it to train the LLMs. Second is the fact that you have complete control whether you want to make the persona private or public. If you want to keep it only for yourself, use it for only yourself, you can do it. If you think others will benefit from the information knowledge that you have, you can make it public. There
Yes.
is another thing that I have not discussed, which is how your persona can make money not only from royalty, but also from a completely different token economy. But that's different, that's a discussion for a later time. But to address your question about privacy, it's completely private. All your data is encrypted. It does not go through a public system. And that is what I said. If you remember, and if you're there in the initial stages of conversation, when Sankalp asked me that you can create, GPT stuff for yourself, um,
Yes.
fundamentally very different in terms of how we store data. Your data is only yours. Whatever you share is only yours. Nobody knows what your conversations are.
Yes.
And it's
It's the
also
same
a
like
strong,
how. Yes.
sorry,
Yes, Siddharth.
it's also a strong requirement for us because, as I said, we're working with mental health, we're working with first line of support for uh, depression related ailments. So anything that you share on the platform is completely yours.
Okay,
Yes, Gauri.
so do we do any test or something, some random like intentionally see, we are creating AI. There must be some mastermind who are more technically sound than us. Okay, so do we some periodical do we do this periodical test or something? See, anything can happen. See, I can ensure my control points, but I have to test it periodically, right?
Oh,
Intentionally putting
absolutely.
a bug or something.
Oh, absolutely. In that case, I would say that we are as safe as your bank system. Okay, so if you think that your bank can be compromised, then we can be compromised as well.
Okay, okay, understood.
Yeah, you can trust because there are many privacy standards that IT companies has to follow about the data they handle. There are IS audits that happen about the data, the servers, how the data goes through servers. So we can rely upon those while choosing which AI product to use. That's a different topic. We can talk about that in a different session. What I'll do is that this session was for 9 to 10, but the session became so interesting. We are almost 1 hour, 45 minutes beyond our session, but it was a very insightful session. I have thanked everyone enough and lot of things to learn out of it. What I do is that there are a lot of collaborations I see happening within the group. So I'll add Siddharth to the group, our group. You can add Shruti and Abhishek into the group, and you can connect with the people. You can connect with Gauri and Ashrit on your own. They can connect with you, and you can do great stuff together. You can we also have our session every Saturday. You are very much welcome to come and talk. Have separate server rooms, talk among about things you want to do. This is the basically the purpose of of a community like this: finding collaborations, finding networks, doing great work together, and I'm so much happy something like this happened today. I hope all of you enjoyed. Siddharth, you want to say something? With that, we'll close it.
No, thank you for having me, Sankal. Thank you for creating this group. And please, I would love to be part of this group. Uh, I have done my part of speaking, but I would definitely want to be one of the listeners.
Yes, yes,
And
this is a very interactive group, everyone. So we constantly bring upon problems and pain points of every people. You can help us solve our problems with your product or with your knowledge about technical stuff. We are very much finance people, so we would love someone as helping us as a uh, as a friend, as a someone we can trust. So more than welcome to our group. Yes. So with that,
thank you, thank you. That means a
yes,
lot. And let's also meet in person. I would, given a lot of us are in Bangalore, I would love to meet all
sure,
of
sure,
you. So
sure.
let's do an in-person meeting as well. That would
Yes,
be
yes,
one of my recommendations as well.
sure,
But
sure.
thank you for having me again. Let's keep the
Yes,
discussion going. Please
yes,
include me in the rest of your future meetings. And
please.
all
Why
of the 5 points have been taken into base, and I'm very happy that I have five. So we have clear targets, and we keep posting out updates on each one of them.
Yes, yes. So that's a very productive session, a very insightful session. I will put this entire session on YouTube for anyone to revisit, and I'll also share the summary of the session in the group. I'll add everyone in the group, and all of you are welcome to collaborate with each other. Let's keep the energy of the community high. Let's meet next Saturday. And really grow forward. Use technology, and for the betterment of community and society. So with this positive thought, we will end this meet. Thanks everyone for joining this thing, and good night. Good night, everyone. So
Thank you,
bye.
Sankal. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Akal. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Good night. Bye
Yes,
bye.
thanks. Thank you,
Good night.
everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.